Imagine a long-necked sea reptile. Now imagine it hunting from above like a downward diver. That sounds wrong, right? Because long necks usually mean slow, gentle feeding, not power diving. But this fossil is very odd, and scientists finally gave it a name: Traskasaura sandrai. Today is a case file. We'll test one question against the bones. How did it hunt? I'll give you 3 clues, and at the end, you vote A or B. Here's what we actually have. The fossils come from Vancouver Island, from rocks about 85 million years old. The key material includes a well-preserved juvenile skeleton, parts of the torso, the shoulder region, and the limbs, plus an isolated right humerus. That matters because naming a new species isn't about one cool bone. It's about a repeatable combination of features. So, let's build the case the right way. 1 clue can fool you. 3 clues stacked together get stronger. Clue 1 is the shoulder and upper arm. In plain language, the bones that anchor the front flippers look different. The research team calls parts of the shoulder and humerus autapomorphic. That's a fancy way to say this shape is unique enough to help define the animal. And the weird part isn't just size, it's the angles and the joint surfaces, how the flipper would have moved. If Traskasaura was built for a stronger downstroke, we'd expect the shoulder and humerus to show it first. So, that's exactly where we look. Now, important caution. Bones don't come with a label that says downward diver, but biomechanics gives us a test. If an animal needs more force in a specific direction, it often has joint shapes that stabilize that motion and muscle attachment regions that look reinforced. The team suggests these unusual shoulder and humerus features could be linked to better downward swimming or diving posture. Suggestive, not definitive, but it's a real clue. Because most long-necked plesiosaurs don't advertise power dive in the shoulders. Clue 2 is the jaw and teeth. This animal's jaw is described as relatively narrow, with large, robust teeth and a broad symphysis, the front area where the 2 halves of the jaw meet. That combo usually points to a mouth built for grip and resistance, not delicate snipping. And the popular summary you'll see in coverage is, the teeth look sturdy enough for crushing tougher prey like ammonites. Again, suggests, not proves. But it tells us what kind of food this animal could handle. Here's the logic check. If you're crushing hard prey, you don't need lightning speed like a tuna. You need control, and you need to get your mouth onto something that can't easily dodge. So the teeth point us toward prey that is either slow, armored, or both. And that pairs, interestingly, with the odd shoulder clue. Because if you can angle down and pin your target area, your teeth don't need to be knives. They just need to be strong. Clue 3 is the neck. At least 36 cervical vertebrae are preserved, and the neck proportions are extremely high. So, yes, this is a classic long-necked elasmosaur-style animal. Some reporting even suggests the total neck count might have been far higher in life. That number is uncertain, but the key point is not. The point is, the neck is very long, and yet the skeleton shows a mosaic of features, some that look more primitive and some trending more derived. That mosaic is part of why it's such a weird case. Now, here's the puzzle. A super long neck often implies slow, lateral sweeping, like a stealthy reach. So why pair that with a shoulder that might support strong downward motion? One possible answer is simple. The neck isn't for speed. It's for reach and angle. If Traskasaura approaches from above, it can keep the body higher and safer, then send the head down on a long strike line, while the flippers control the dive. That's not proven, but it fits a prediction. Long neck gives reach, odd shoulder gives control. So let's stack the clues. Clue 1, an unusual shoulder and humerus that might support stronger downward motion. Clue 2, robust teeth and jaw proportions that can handle tougher prey. Clue 3, an extreme long neck. Great for reach, not necessarily for speed. Together, that supports our leading idea. Option A, Traskasaura could have been an overhead hunter, a downward diver that angles in from above, uses powerful flipper strokes to control the descent, and finishes with a strong bite on slow or armored prey. Not a monster movie kill. Just a very specific ecological role, suggestive, not definitive, but it's a coherent explanation. But there's a cleaner, more conservative option. Option B, it's still mostly a classic elasmosaur, using the long neck for stealthy mid-water feeding, and the shoulder weirdness is about flipper mechanics we don't fully understand yet. Because behavior is the hardest thing to fossilize, and one feature can push us into an exciting story too fast. That's why we vote. Now you decide. After watching the full case, which explanation fits the evidence better? A, the downward diver hunting from above. B, a more classic long neck hunter, and we're overreading the shoulder. Drop A or B in the comments. And if you like case files, like this, where we test explanations against evidence, subscribe, because the next file gets even stranger.